baby, just boy Rod.
What AJ?
And we the Hoodbabies. Whoa. Today we got top 10 thing Netflix Jeffrey Dahmer's story got factually right and wrong. Hey man, if y'all watch this shit, y'all know this some crazy shit, man. This shit sad as hell. Yeah, AJ ain't seen it yet, but I seen it. So they gonna really be a reaction for him and shit like that. So if we go ahead and get into it, y'all folks go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. Follow our social media out there. Subscribe to my channel like that, right?
Subscribe to my channel, family, AJ.
Subscribe to our bar.
Subscribe to that's how you call you.
Finna get to it.
Let's do it.
Alright, let me turn it bit down. Turn it bit down, man. Hey, you just don't know what the hell you reacting to, man.
Yeah, what's going on?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things Dahmer Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer story, got factually right and wrong. For this list, we're looking at what was fact and what was fiction in Ryan Murphy's Netflix series about the infamous serial killer. Are you watching Dahmer? Let us know in the comments below.
So basically, I'm finna get him to right now, y'all, cause I don't think they gonna tell, like, what the hell happened and shit like that for real. So this nigga used to go to gay clubs and shit. And yeah, him. He a serial killer. He used to go to gay clubs and shit. He used to bring them home with him and tell him he'll pay them to take pictures of them and shit like that. So they used to go for it. So he'll drug them once they come to his house, like put something in their liquor or beer and jump. And once he drugged them, they would be all drugged up and shit and wouldn't be able to do nothing. So he used to kill them and cut their body parts off and shit like that and eat them and shit like that.
Eat them?
Eat them, twin. Like, this is real. This not fake. This is real life. Like, this happened in real life, twin. This is real. He used to eat them and shit like that. Throw their body parts away, all that. On God. Twin, he did this to 17 folks.
What you mean, eat? I know.
He's eating human beings. Oh, he ate a nigga heart. He eating folks' heart. Oh God, twin.
Number 10. How Jeffrey Dahmer was caught. Right. Netflix's limited series about Jeffrey Dahmer begins.
He got away though. He tried to do it him. He got away.
Encounter with the killer.
Help me!
On July 22nd, 1991, Tracy Edwards spent hours in Dahmer's apartment in fear, waiting for an opportunity
and he
to make his
spent 5
escape.
hours in his apartment.
The way in which he escaped is depicted differently in the series. Edwards did hit Dahmer and ran out of the apartment.
I hit him and I ran towards the door, and he was right there, tried to grab me, get me back in there.
2 police officers went to Dahmer's residence to obtain the key to unlock the handcuffs still on.
This shit crazy. Twin, this is real life. I still can't believe this shit. This shit sound like some scary movies. This is real life. Real life.
They found explicit photos documenting some of the murders. Dahmer was apprehended, putting an end to his reign of terror.
The officers were stopped by an individual who claimed he was in the apartment and became engaged in a dispute with the owner of the apartment and left the apartment and called the officers.
Number 9. Dahmer wore yellow contacts. Right.
What?
One of the lesser-known facts about Dahmer was his strange habit of wearing yellow contact lenses.
You see my contacts? They're just like the Emperor's.
Crazy shit, bro.
Got him at a costume shop in Kenosha.
He wore them because he felt connected to 2 dark characters in his favorite movies. The Emperor from Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, and the Gemini Killer from The Exorcist 3.
Oh, like that shit. That's the real one. That's the real person right
Dahmer
there.
himself felt more powerful and predatory.
That I actually derived a sort of pleasure from watching that tape.
Did you like feeling evil?
No, I didn't, but I tried to overcome the thoughts, and it worked for a while, but eventually I gave in.
He repeatedly watched the films before he went out to find another victim to bring home, often making them watch the films with him.
What are we gonna do? Told you. We're gonna hang out and wait. watch a movie? Wanna take some pictures?
He look evil.
Do it on Sam, bro.
I'll pay you.
Tracy Edwards also testified that while playing The Exorcist 3, Dahmer was chanting and rocking back and forth.
It was like a slow slur, like, some of that nature, some close like that, I'm not sure.
Did it keep on for a period of time?
Off and on throughout the ordeal.
Number 8. How Ronald...
This nigga was stuck in his man's house for 5 hours, man. 5 hours? That's a long ass time,
Flowers
man.
survived. Wrong.
That's not more than enough time to get to his hand.
Man, what?
Jesus.
Another survivor of Dahmer was Juan Flowers, who met him when his car broke down and Dahmer offered to help. He took him to his grandmother's West Allis residence and drugged his coffee. But Dahmer is interrupted when his grandmother sees that something is wrong with the young man.
You should take that young man to a hospital.
What? He's just a little wasted, Grandma.
I will not have some stranger dying in my house.
He'll be fine. Just let him sleep it off. Jeez.
No. Something is not right here.
She is adamant about staying with the unconscious guest, making sure he gets on a bus the next morning. But her actual involvement in saving Flowers from her grandson
Still
is
gone, twin. I forgot what he used to put in his shit.
woke up in
that
County
shit.
General Hospital.
Grandma, you OD'd. You're lucky to be alive.
But what isn't mentioned is that he was also covered in abrasions and believed he might have been assaulted. He later testified that he didn't know how he got there, though the series provides a fictional scenario.
The guy I met last night, he was weird. He must have slipped something in my drink. Dude tried to kill me.
Number 7. Dahmer posed in yearbook photos. Right.
How did he get in there?
I don't know. Dan, how did you not catch this?
You got me going crazy like that?
It's your goddamn job, Dan.
The Netflix
What? I didn't see that.
series mainly follows Jeffrey Dahmer as an adult. But a flashback to him in high school shows him sneaking into a yearbook picture for the Honor Society, despite not being a member. Yes, he actually did this, and his face was subsequently blacked out of the photo. My Friend Dahmer, both the graphic novel and its film adaptation, go further into the prank and the other club photos he infiltrated.
Excuse me, what do you... Oh, no. It's not really necessary.
No, that's fucked
Former
up.
classmates have described how his bizarre behavior in school quickly went from entertaining to concerning, given his heavy drinking.
And I remember sitting next to him
Something wrong, bro.
First period, I believe, history class, and he had a styrofoam cup of scotch, I believe it was scotch. I remember saying, "Jeff, what is that?" And he threw his head back and he shook it and he said, "It's my medicine."
Number 6. Dahmer killed Dean Vaughn. Wrong. In episode 7, Glenda Cleveland meets Dean Vaughn, a new resident of the Oxford Apartments.
Sorry I snapped on you. You just gotta be careful in this neighborhood.
I'm a good guy.
Alright, so boom, that's his neighbor, the lady.
Oh, is his neighbor?
The white man's neighbor. That's his neighbor, and she was calling the police about. She kept calling their ass because she kept hearing folks dying, shit like that, and she had the smell coming through her house, and she was telling them like, "It's something going on over there. Y'all need to come check out his house and shit like that." They wasn't responding. They wasn't going to none of that shit. So folks just keep dying. Then when that nigga...
They probably thought she was playing or something.
Yeah, they thought she was playing, but she was dead for real.
Scouts on
That
She
fucked
sees
up.
him talking to Dahmer in the hall and is visibly concerned. The series doesn't follow through with his story, but it does point viewers in a certain direction. However, Vaughn was really a tenant in the building. He was found strangled in his upstairs apartment in early May 1991. Dahmer was questioned about the suspicious death before he was arrested, and again when he was eventually caught. Both times he denied knowing him, and no evidence was ever found connecting him to the crime. As of 2022, the murder of Dean Vaughn is still unsolved.
But what about Dean Vaughn? You was talking to him in the hallway, then I never saw him after that.
He did that shit.
Number 5.
Look, then he gave her a fucking sandwich with human meat on it. It looked like ham and shit, but it's human meat. And he was telling her to eat it. Yeah, he was telling her to eat it. She was like, I'm not eating this sandwich. And shit like that. Like, he was finna beat her ass. She wasn't eating that sandwich, right?
She not
baptized the same day as John Wayne Gacy's execution. Right.
So you never done construction work before?
No. Well, like I said, it's just stuff around the house, helping my mom.
It's another serial killer right here.
The final episode doesn't open on Jeffrey Dahmer, but rather another
Yeah.
infamous serial killer, John Wayne Gacy, aka the Killer Clown. In the 1970s, Gacy took the lives of more than 33 young men in Illinois until he was arrested in December 1970.
33? That's crazy, bro.
And
how did they let this
in a
happen?
great way, which gave him the ability to be the most evil guy in the world.
For 14 years, the convicted murderer was on death row at Illinois' Menard Correctional Center, and on May 10, 1994, Gacy was executed by lethal injection.
John Wayne Gacy was pronounced dead at 12:58 a.m.
He got a much easier death than any of his victims. In my opinion, he got an easier death than he deserved. But the important thing is that he paid for his crimes with his life.
Meanwhile, in Wisconsin, Dahmer was being baptized by Minister Roy Ratcliffe. And, as it's briefly mentioned in the series, a partial solar eclipse also occurred that day. What does it all mean? We don't know, but this connection between two notorious killers is definitely eerie.
Congratulations, Jeff. You're saved. Thanks.
Hell no. Fuck all that.
Thank you.
Number 4. Victim impact statements. Right.
I would like to say to Jeffrey Dahmer that he don't know the pain,
He killed her son.
the loss, and the mental state he's put our family in.
One of the most heartbreaking parts of Jeffrey Dahmer's 1992 trial was hearing the impact statements. After sitting through the details of his crimes, family members of the victims had the opportunity to address the court. One of the more harrowing statements came from Rita Isbell, the sister of Errol Lindsay.
And then the actor act just like that. That's crazy.
Recreates the emotionally charged
that's the
moment
actor.
with actress Deshawn Barnes.
She look just like
the palpable pain, anger, and sadness of Isbell in her performance.
Yeah, this the actor, and the video we just seen before this, that was the real video, like what happened and all. But this the acting part, this the movie.
Whatever. I can see my mother go through this again. Never, Jeffrey. Jeffrey, I hate you.
And Dahmer's own statement took a lot from the real-life one.
That I did what I did, not for reasons of hate. I hated no one.
Number 3. Glenda Cleveland lived at the Oxford Apartments. Wrong. In the series, actress Niecy Nash plays the role of Glenda Cleveland,
But they go
a
to
woman
Sam's
who
right
is
there.
often overlooked in the Jeffrey Dahmer case. She interacts with him, mostly to complain about the smell and noise coming from his apartment through her vent.
I gotta say, that smell is worse than ever.
Is it?
The real Cleveland actually lived in the building next to the Oxford Apartments. The character is likely a composite of Cleveland and Pamela Bass, the woman who lived across the hall from Dahmer, who possibly unknowingly consumed human meat given to her by her neighbor. However, Glenda Cleveland did continuously call Milwaukee police after her daughter Sandra Smith and niece Nicole Childress told her about a boy they tried to help. Number 2. Milwaukee police officers returned a victim back to Dahmer's apartment. Right.
Hey kid, what are you doing?
In late May 1991, some young women, including Smith and Childress, found Conrad Synthesophone stumbling in the streets,
14.
not in the Oxford Apartments hallway as shown in the series. They called the police to help the very young-looking boy.
He was holding on to me with a really, really strong grip, and he was trembling, he was shaking. So I just stayed with him, and I was like, I'm gonna get you some help.
But when Dahmer came back to his apartment, he convinced officers Joseph Gabrish and John Balserzak that Synthesophone was of age and his boyfriend. In the series, Cleveland is at the scene confronting police, trying to tell them that he was a minor.
Wait. You just gonna let him take this baby back inside?
Ma'am, he's telling me this is where they live. We're gonna take him back inside.
Y'all don't at least want to find out how old this boy is first?
He ended up killing the nigga. He ended up killing him.
I'm really sorry about this, everybody.
Despite protests from the women, the officers escorted Dahmer and his incoherent boyfriend back to his apartment. When the police left, Dahmer killed him. Tragically, this poorly handled ordeal actually happened. After Dahmer's arrest, Gabrish and Balcerzak were suspended, but later reinstated.
They would have been
Before
fired.
we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest
They
videos.
let the boy back in the apartment for him to get killed and shit, bro. That shit don't make sense. That shit
You
fucked
have the
up.
option to be notified for occasional videos or
That shit fucked all the way
And
up.
you have Mr. Dahmer. Before I impose sentence, I understand you have a statement you'd like to read?
Yes, Your Honor.
Towards the end of the series, Jeffrey Dahmer goes on trial for the murders. While the majority of the scenes are accurately recreated, there's one detail that was different. Evan Peters as Dahmer almost always wears the killer's trademark glasses. But the real Dahmer specifically did not wear his glasses throughout most of the trial. His reason? He didn't want to look the jury or victims' families in the face. Yes, it's a small inaccuracy in a largely true-to-life series. However, his decision to remove his eyewear is significant because it shows that he was unable to face his crimes.
Because I didn't feel accountable to anybody. I
ain't gonna care. We done with that motherfucker. I hate this shit. I ain't gonna care. I don't like the way. I don't like how they were giving his ass all that fucking fame back then. Like that shit was just cool and want to hear his story and shit. Nah, you gotta watch the movie. Turn on God. Like that shit's so interesting. It's on Netflix, man. That shit sad as hell. That shit fucked up. But hey, y'all, let me know what the hell he was putting in them folks drink, man. I forgot. Man, they was blacking out and stuff.
He was going at the bus stop, like
yeah, he dead wrong. That man, evil boy. But y'all folk go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button, follow us, link in the description box down below. Bye.